Okay, welcome to another tutorial for Unit 1 Graphical Techniques as part of the Graphic Design Level 2 award. What we've basically been doing over the past several tutorials is getting a little bit more aware of what Inkscape can provide us in terms of tools and effects in graphical terms. What I'm now going to look at is kind of something a little bit more in context to your eventual project that you'll embark on after Unit 1, which is to customize a social media outlet. So this first tutorial is going to look at how we go and optimize our graphics for a Facebook page, and as you can see here, I've done some already. I'm going to show you how to build all of this and also be able to set up your graphics so that it is set to be optimized for this type of layout. So rather than having the web design stuck in a rectangle and at the bottom that gets then cut off by your profile image, we can now start to look to put our key information in the right areas. What I've also gone and done, I've exported this graphic here into and uploaded it to Dropbox. It's this template here, which will give you a reference on what kind of dimensions you're going to need for any particular aspect of your Facebook page. So for example, if it's a shared photo, you would have to create a graphic 403 by 403, or if you wanted to create a highlight and pin it to the top of your Facebook page, you would design the graphic that will be uploaded to that highlight post at 843 by 403 pixels, and that means it will be utterly optimized, and it will be you'll be able to make the most of the space that you've got. And what I'm going to take you through now is we're going to start with the timeline cover, because I'm sure that everyone's done it in the past, as that we've seen. I've done it myself. We've created a graphic that we want to put at the top of our Facebook page or our profile, and we've kind of uploaded a massive picture, scaled it a little bit, moved it around, and then hit save and placed it where we think it looks good. Well, in actual fact, if you've designed your graphic correctly, you shouldn't have to do that at all. It will just simply upload and slot in using the correct dimensions that I will show you now. So looking at this timeline cover here, this is how I would go about building it, and it's a process of obviously generating a vector graphic and using anything that you do in GIMP, possibly through a clipping method, to be able to get your graphic superimposed over the top of it, or your artwork superimposed over the top of it. There's nothing to stop you from being able to do your artwork in Inkscape, not at all, but if you want to do anything in GIMP, then by all means do so. Right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit View and Grid, and that will obviously allow me to create myself a decent rectangle. So I'm just going to pull a rectangle across, and just ensuring that your settings are at pixels, not millimeters. I'm now going to look at the dimensions of this, so I'm just going to type in the width section 851, and ensuring that the padlock is unlocked, so that we can add a sort of a non kind of proportion dimension for the height as well, because you'll find that if I padlock that now and put 315 in, that will probably affect the width of it as well, as you can see there. So you want to make sure that that is unlocked. So 851 and 315, so that is the correct dimensions. And what I'll then do is I'm just going to drag that up so it snaps onto a corner, and I'm now going to zoom in. Okay, so that is effectively the right template for or the right correct size for a Facebook cover. In fact, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, and now I have to look at what kind of things I've got to cut out of the section to be able to create the final aspects of the timeline cover. Now, the first thing that we have to look at is there was a gap from the edge of the timeline cover, the Facebook cover, to the first edge of the profile image, or where the profile image will be, and that's 23 pixels. So what I will do, and looking at the fact that the height of it is 104, is I'm just going to create a rectangle that is 23 by 104. So I'm just going to make that white so I can see it a bit better, and I'm going to go in and stick it right on the bottom corner. Now at this moment in time it's not 23 by 104, but don't be concerned about that. Okay, so width 23, height 104, and I may need to bring that down again. I'm just going to zoom that down, and it's almost there. I'm just going to use my arrow key to see if I can nudge it. I'm going to need to zoom in right in to get that right. I think that's not quite on the corner, so I'm going to move the timeline cover up a bit so it's perfect. I'm just going to move that bar, and we're going to eventually delete that bar in actual fact now, but we need it there just to ensure that we got the gap correct from the edge to the edge of the profile. Now, as you will also notice, if I scroll across to the finished article, the width of a profile image is 170 pixels. So what we are going to do is we are going to duplicate that bar that we've just created, because it is in fact 104 pixels in height, so we don't need to play with that. So I'm going to duplicate, right click and duplicate. Going to change colour so that I've got a second element to work by, and I'm just going to nudge it across until I'm right on the edge of that white bar. Pull that right up so that is right on it, and then using my dimensions I'm just going to type 170. Now if I zoom out a little bit, that orange square is what I need to cut out of my profile, of my timeline cover. So I'm just going to quickly delete the white block because we don't need that anymore, and I'm going to click the orange square, hold down shift, go to path, hold down shift and select the background so that it's now all selected, and then I'm going to go to path and difference, and there is your template for your timeline cover. The next tutorial I'm going to show you is how to start creating your profile templates, so it's templates for your profile image and templates for your tabs. Okay.